I won't go back, can't go back to the way it used to be. For your presence
Hold on.
came and changed me.
You didn't say before. You said for your presence. It's not for.
He always judging my darn singing all the time. Like, I just can't just sing a song and without him interrupting me and without him making a joke of me singing a song up to the Lord.
Look.
Up to the Lord.
Did you put a T at the end of the Lord?
Yes, up to the Lord. Sick of it.
No.
Sick of it.
No, I just want you to keep the integrity of the artist. That's all I want. I just want you to keep the integrity of the artist.
But how you know if I don't want to be the artist? I'm putting in my own words.
Oh, that's not going to happen right there. Putting it, no, leave it alone, babe. Get out of there. You singing it to the Lord. I love it. But quit messing these people's songs.
Whatever,
up,
Vincent Wayne.
Did you? Wow. That's what we doing now?
Hi, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching from. What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Oh.
What up, family? It's your boy Vince W. Matthews and
Shirley Dagan Matthews.
And you know what it is. Jesus.
Jokes.
And jams.
What?
Jesus.
Jokes.
And jams.
Yep.
Cutting the grass.
Yep.
All
outside.
loud. Yes. Cutting the grass outside.
Yep.
Say Jesus. Jesus.
Jokes.
And jam.
I'm confused.
I am too.
I'm confused on what you're trying to do.
I was just letting everybody know that it was Jesus.
Yeah.
Jokes.
And jams.
And jams.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. How you feeling?
Hi, y'all.
Y'all all right?
Y'all all right?
Hello there.
In the words of Tabitha Brown.
Y'all all right?
Hello there.
You having rough? I know.
You having rough?
Listen, hang on in there, okay? But you know what? You have a good day. And if you can't have a good day, don't you go spoiling anybody else's, okay? And I'm going to keep talking like this. You know why? Because it's my business.
It's my business. It's my business.
Tabitha Brown is just like a warm hug.
Yes.
When you hear her talk, it's just like...
It's just a big warm hug.
She'll make you cry quick. I started her book and few minutes in, I'm like, God, dog, Tab.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
You can't listen to her video. Even she joking. She's go, and then she'll be like, you doing all right? Mm-mm. Having a rough day up. It's like she be talking right to you. It's like, how you be knowing this? Stop. Leave that alone.
Yeah. But y'all, we have the grass people outside mowing the grass, mowing the yard. So if you hear things in the background, that's because they're like right here by our window and right here by our patio.
Right by the studio, baby.
Yes. And mowing the grass. So... yeah.
All right, so if y'all heard, yeah, that's what that was.
That's what it is.
This
has
happened. This has happened more than once.
Yes, plenty of times. Plenty of times. It just seems like they just know, like,
oh, they're shooting. Okay, rev it up, boys.
Yeah.
You know what? I throw something at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw something at the truck.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. I'm not gonna do that.
No.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
It's not very Christ-like, but I thought about it.
No.
See, it's not the thoughts. It's what you do after you think about it, huh?
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is think some more if I'm really going to do it.
Let that mindset.
You know, we've really been talking about that lately.
Yeah. I mean, it really seems like, you know, when I brung it up in a conversation that we were having, it seems like everybody else, like everywhere we go
for the confirmation.
Yeah, it was just like confirmation, you know, like to church and to, you know, just everywhere. Friends post and all that different kind of stuff. It just seemed like it was just all confirmation, you know, talking about the mindset. And in this season, here we go.
Come on.
In this season, y'all, our mindset is going to have to change. I have to excuse if I do like this. Y'all see like a little, you know,
come on now.
cut or something inside my, I don't know what happened to my shirt. But I was like, oh, well, I'm wearing it anyways.
Don't worry about it. Because you know why? You just hold it.
Hey. Amen. But I just seen me lifted up my hand. I seen the thing. But I'm because I'm be I move my hands and stuff around. Yeah. But yes, y'all, in this season, your mindset is gonna have to change. You cannot get what God is having for you if your mindset does not change. You have to make sure that you are staying focused onto what God is calling you to do and not what other people are calling you to do, y'all.
That's true. Because when you are trying to operate in something that's you are not meant to do, it's like going to somebody else's lane. You're running a race, you're in your lane, you're in lane 7, I'm in lane 5, right? But if I go to your lane, then guess what? I'm disqualified. We're both trying to run the race, but now I am illegally in somebody else's lane. And guess what? Now I can affect how you run your race and me and others around you, because there's 5 and 7. That's 2 other lanes in the middle between us.
Right.
So now I didn't start a wreck because I wanted to come and try to do something in your lane.
Come on here, Vince.
So you didn't have a whole chaos system because you want what you want and you don't care what happens to anybody else or how it affects anybody else.
Right. But you have to make sure that you stay in your lane, walk into what God is calling you to walk into, and just staying focused, y'all. Staying focused in this season, being successful, doing what God is calling you to do, because everything, I promise you, y'all, everything else will start falling into place.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised if you have the right perspective. A lot of things you've been praying for and a lot of things you've been trying to do has been right there around you or inside of you. But because your perspective of thinking and how you view the world and how you are looking at certain things is not in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing,
come on,
then you cannot properly operate. I remember my car, I got a little work truck out there I got or whatever, and that mug was shaking. But I knew exactly what was wrong with it, and it's because of the bearings, which, that holds the tires together. They needed to be fixed in order for the car to run properly. And as soon as they got fixed, it stopped the shaking. So, the bearings, they hold the rods and all that good stuff like that to keep the car balanced.
Right.
All right. So if you're not properly balanced in life, then your perspective is only in one spot. Instead of actually doing a broad view of your life or a broad view of what's going on in the world or a broad view of what God is actually telling you to do.
Right. Yes.
Small-minded.
Yeah, small-minded, y'all. But we have to stay focused. We have to stay focused in this season. We have to make sure that we are just, I can't stress that enough, just doing what God is calling us to do, and stop following what other people are trying to get you to do. That's called peer pressure. Some people don't know that. When you're trying to follow what other people are doing, what other people are saying to you, what other people are going, some places that they're going is not for you to go. Come on, Shirley. Some places that you are going is not for you to go. They're going out doing this and doing that, but God is really calling you this way. God is calling you left, but they're telling you to go right. So which way are you going to go? And it all starts inside your mindset. It all goes with what's inside your mind.
It's like when you're riding, you go into the airport, you ride on the plane. Sometimes you have to do what they call a layover, right?
Right.
And a layover is actually when they have to change the engine or just fix the stuff or whatever. And some people have to get off in order to make room for some people to get on. Some people just want to stay on that same ride. And it's not meant for them to stay on. It's for them to lay over, take a break. That way you can, just like making decisions when you're emotional or going in the store to buy stuff when you're hungry. You're going to come out with way more than what you're supposed to with. Why? Because you're hungry. And you not hungry, y'all. Hungry. With
hungry.
Yeah. Because you're hungry. Because you're making decisions based upon your hunger instead of making decisions based upon your budget or what you went in at
come on,
supposed to buy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Hunger could be a good thing.
Yeah, sure.
Because when you make decisions based on your hunger for God or based upon your hunger what God has put in you, your gifts or your talents, or you hunger to provide for your family, you end up doing stuff that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Why? Because you got a hunger.
Yeah.
You are going outside of your thinking or what you would normally do because you're hungry and you're thirsty, or because you are not properly nourishing your body. And so you are not properly nourishing your finances.
Yeah.
So you going out there and you grinding, doing what you got to do or whatever. Not doing what you got to do, like doing what you got to do.
Yeah.
You're doing what you got to do.
Yeah.
Because you have a hunger. You have a goal you are trying to reach.
Yeah.
And so now, what they say, hungry? Why wait? Grab a Snickers. You know
Grab
what
a
I'm saying?
Snickers, yeah.
Well, they say you're not yourself when you're hungry. So
You're not yourself when you're hungry. But I just want to say this too, y'all, before we jump into our would you rather. Delayed but not denied. When you was talking about the airplane, you know, sometimes it's always a delay in the times. And you know, we going on vacation in July. They send me a text message, hey, we have to delay your flight. We have to change your time in your flight. And it was like, dang, why do we have to do? You know, you start thinking like, dang, why this, why that? But because sometimes a delay in something is not always, it's always a good thing, because you never know why was that certain thing delayed. Why were you late to this appointment? Because they had a wreck down the street, because somebody didn't die down the street, because you know, and God put stuff on a delay. God put stuff for you to be late. God put things in place so you don't have to be in that. God is always protecting over us. God is always watching over us. But I just want to say, y'all, delayed but not denied. I don't know who that was for, but delayed but and not denied. Delayed but not denied.
Delayed but not denied.
Yeah.
I like that. You're going to get to that destination.
Yeah, you're going to get there.
It might be delayed, but you know what? A lot of times it's only delayed because you compared it to everybody else.
Come on.
That it ain't if you saying like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be.
Right.
As soon as you start comparing yourself to other people, like, God, dog, why is it taking so long? Because I used to have a perspective of like, when you want to do something and then somebody else do something that you want to do before you, it was like, God, dog, how I'm gonna do it now? They didn't up and done. Now I look at it the perspective of like, oh, they did it. It just further and reassures me that it can be done.
Yeah.
Because even though they doing it, they're not going to do it my way. They don't have my personality. They may have some similar gifts or certain similar talents or whatever, but they not me and I'm not them. So they can do it their way. It's going to work for them their way. But when I do it my way, I'm going to flip that thing. It's going to work for me. So when a person does something that you are in the same field or you're trying to do something, it just lets you know that it can be done.
It can be done.
And why not you?
Yep.
The world is waiting for you.
Yep.
What you got?
We're going to go ahead and jump into our would you rather, y'all.
All right. What you got?
Would you rather go back to the past and meet your loved ones who passed away, or go to the future to meet your children or grandchildren to be? I don't know. That's a tough one.
That is.
That's a real tough one.
I think I'm going to go to the past. Because I think eventually I'll probably meet, meet your children or grandchildren to be. Yeah. I want to meet them grands. I'm gonna eventually meet them grands. So
Yeah.
I believe I'll be alive to meet them.
Yeah.
So I want to hit them people up that I didn't know. You'd be surprised if you go back to your past. You might be connected to some celebrities or your relatives were celebrities in their own right at some point.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Well, I mean, I did think about, you know, going back to my past to meet my loved ones, you know, like my grandma, my dad, all the different kind of stuff. And I say the reason why I would go back to the past to meet them is because I would love to have more conversation with them. You know, I would love to get to know them more than what I did know them as, you know. Just kind of get more knowledge out of them before they have left, you know. So I say I would go back to the past because I would want to know more about their history, more about where they come from, more about, you know, ask them more questions about life. And, you know, especially like if we get to stay this age as we are now and then meet them. You know,
I'm sorry, man. That's the question. That's the question. Are we the same age when we go back, or how old are we?
I'm gonna say we the same age when we go back.
Okay, and how old are they? Is it the young them, or is it the old them?
No, it's like the older them, babe.
Because even though if they young, they still our grandparents. It don't matter.
That'd be kind of weird though if they young and we the same age as our grandparents. That'd be kind of weird.
Not the same age, but they like. in their 50s or 40s.
Right, like yeah, they'll be like our grandparents, like or our dad, or our sister, brother, whatever,
Like, boy, like, Granny, you looking good. What?
I
How old are
know.
you now? 57. Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it's just like we'll be our same age, but like we'll be able to talk to them and get more knowledge because we're talking to them as a grown up. We're not talking to them as a kid.
So when we go back, we're gonna go back to the age that they were before they died.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask a gazillion questions.
Yes.
I
So
want
we're the same
details.
age. We're the same age as we are right now.
I need some water. I'm sorry. I'm just all through this.
We're the same
episode.
age as we are right now, and they're the same age as they are before they died.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would go back.
Yeah. Yeah, them grandkids gonna come on down the line.
Yeah,
we'll be able to meet them. And if we are the same age and we're living in the same exact life that we are right now, we already know who our kids are. You know?
Yeah, we know.
We ain't got no future kids that's on the way. We got our kids right now, and then our
say that
grandkids.
again. Say it again. They didn't hear you.
We ain't got no future kids that's on the way.
Thank you. None.
We got our kids right now, Nala, Nally, Nina, and that's it. And then we'll meet our grandkids on down the line,
We're not gonna have no grandkids.
Yes, we are.
Nah.
We are.
They're not getting married.
Oh.
Anyway, they're gonna be married to Jesus.
Really, Vincent Wayne?
Yeah. If you don't stop, that ain't funny. I have a brand to protect, and here you are ruining it.
What you mean I'm ruining it?
You gotta say. I think I said a couple extra ends, ruining it.
They gotta know your real name.
Stop. No, they don't. Not unless they check.
Vince.
Not unless they check.
Come on now.
That check, you can put that real name on it, but not right now. When that check.
How do you introduce yourself?
Vince W. Matthews.
Boom. They're gonna be like, what is the W for?
Willing worker. Vince Wonder Matthews.
Wow.
Trying to wonder why.
Wow, Vincent.
All right, man. So
I like that name.
So you gonna what?
Vincent.
It's so white. It's so white. No.
And I really like the middle name.
No, okay.
Because it was my daddy's middle name.
Okay, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. All right. So you gonna stick with the past?
Yes.
All right. Is there a specific person or people that you want to meet? Or just to go back to talk to? I know you want to go back and talk with your dad some more.
My dad, my grandmother, my grandfather. My grandfather was that quiet person. He didn't really say, on my dad's side is who I'm talking about, but he didn't really say much, so I really wish I could have talked to him a lot more, to kind of get some things out of him. Cause I know he was that guy.
Yeah. I would like to go back to meet some of your relatives that were, that passed on that I didn't get to talk to.
Like my grandma. Yeah. My grandma was the main one.
And I didn't really talk to your grandfather.
My aunt Felicia.
I didn't get to talk to her. Yeah, I didn't get to talk to your grandfather. I think I talked to him one time. He didn't say much though.
Yeah, that's why I said he was very well back in the day when we were a lot younger. He used to say a lot. Your grandma in there.
Well,
my grandma used to
he was on his end though when I seen
yeah,
him.
when you started meeting, when you started coming around and stuff. We used to always hang outside, hang out at his house, all the different kind of stuff. But yeah, I would love to. I mean, I wish I could just bring everybody on my daddy's side, cause mama's side, I don't really have that many people that have passed from mama's side that I was like really, really close to, besides my Aunt Pearl, which is my grandmother's sister.
Boy, that's a good
Aunt
old
Pearl.
country black name.
Aunt Pearl was something else, honey.
I think every black person got somebody Aunt Pearl or something down the line.
She was something else.
Or even if it's across the street, that's Miss Pearl. We call her Aunt Pearl, though.
Yeah, she was something else though. She was one of those, stand out in the middle of the street and wish you would hit me type of person.
She one of them.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, she was that fighter like my grandma.
Wow. Your grandma was a fighter.
Let my grandma tell you the story. She threw a little boy out the window back in high school.
Run that back.
She threw a boy out the window.
Say it slow though. I don't think people get.
My grandmother, my mom threw threw
Through.
a little boy out the window.
You said a little boy, were they the same age?
Yeah, but the boy was picking on her, and she was up. She got mad,
Oh, you
and
said
she used to fight kids. She used to fight boys. That's where Nala get that from.
This is my thing though. You said he was messing with her. You said he was picking on her, right? He was picking on her, so she went around and picked him up. You see what I did there?
Really bad, but yeah, she threw him out the window. So all of those, yeah.
That's just so funny to me.
Yeah. And to this day, you would never ask my grandma.
I'm gonna ask her.
You should. She'll tell you the story.
We call her Mama. So when I go to her house, I'm gonna say, "Hey, Mama, can you tell me the story about you throwing that boy out the window?"
She'll tell you. She'll let you know.
She gonna be like, well, "He was messing with me."
Yeah.
And she ain't gonna say too much. You got to get it out of her. Yeah, he was messing with me. Okay, what happened?
What happened?
What color clothes you had? I want to know details.
I'm pretty sure she had I don't think she had a skirt on. But yes, I would love to go back. Oh, and I would also like to go back and I wish I could have met my grandmother, mom, Big Mama. I wish I could have. Everybody had a Big Mama. Everybody had a Big Mama.
That was mine.
But yeah, I wish I could have just went back and met my grandmother, mom. Like if you see a picture of my grandmother, mom, you'll be thinking that's my grandma.
Oh, for real?
She showed you that picture. Anyways, see, we having a whole conversation.
We having a whole y'all just eavesdropping. We having a conversation.
Sorry,
here.
y'all.
Nah, I would, cause like the person I am now, I'm more confident than I ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So I would ask questions like not out of place questions, not questions as would just be like, "Big Mama, you be cussing," stuff like that.
Right. It's like, man, who were you?
You cuss some people out. Huh?
Who were you? Who were you?
I ain't have to ask Billy Sue.
Billy Sue let you know.
Big Mama was my
Granny would let you know.
My dad's mom, and Billy Sue, the late great Billy Sue, is my mom's mom. Granny. Yeah, but yeah.
A granny let you know. Granny didn't really care.
I remember she said something one time. It was just so funny. She said we had asked Granny something, and then she said, "Can a rat drive a car?" But now that I think, I was like, hold up. If it's a couple of them, they maybe can stand on the top of it. I don't know.
Really bad.
But she said a rat. So we just laughed. We never just put two and two together. It was just like, can a rat drive a car? Hold up. Can a rat?
You start thinking about it. And then like she always tell Vince, well, don't y'all come see me when I'm dead. If y'all come see me when I'm alive.
Why you gotta bring it up?
She always told Vince that, don't you come see me when I'm dead if you don't come see me when I'm alive.
And she pulled me close too.
Yep, she'll pull him. Don't pull on the shirt. It's already ripping. It's already ripping, brother.
Oh man.
Creative inspiration.
Home, 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 home. home, home, boom, 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 I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. Everybody say, I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. Oh yeah, yeah. I've got faith despite what I face. I like that. I've got faith, despite what I face. Can you help me say? I've got a feeling, yeah, that everything is gonna be alright. Yeah, I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. That everything is gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. Oh, 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 home, 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 home. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright. I've got a feeling that everything is gonna be alright.
Creative inspiration.
look, all right.
Let's keep on moving on, because we're going to keep talking about the deceased and our family, our loved ones.
Yeah.
Because we had some good memories with them, y'all.
So, Gabby, on this movie we call Toy Story for I Love Her. It's so much revelation.
We need to watch the movie again. We ain't watched it in a minute, which is so surprising.
Yeah, I usually just pop it on, and the girls be doing something what I know. They just pop. You put any Toy Story on. Mm-hmm. My girls don't watch movies like that. They be just like, you put Toy Story on, they be sitting down.
Sorry. Yeah.
One of my girls is standing up. She's
get comfortable.
like, you can sit down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about Gabby in the movie Toy Story 4. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it by now. If you're not, spoiler alert. Sorry, but not sorry. You should be able to go see the movie by now. Gabby was the villain, and she wanted Woody's voice box because hers had went out. You know what I'm saying? So she was determined to get the voice box from Woody. Woody had to go back and save Forky, and basically it was an exchange. I want to save my friend. She was like, okay, you give me that voice box, and he was willing to give up his voice to save his friend, or so that his friend could live on. I don't think Forky would have done the same thing. Not that he was a bad friend. I don't think he just had the capacity, because Forky was a little out there.
Yeah, Farkas was out of there.
He was a little
he didn't know who he
out
was.
there. And so Forky kept saying that he was trash through the whole movie. But he just really didn't know how much he meant. I put a pause on the voice box. I'm gonna come back to it, I promise. He considered himself trash because he was made from trash. But to Bunny, that was her favorite toy. I know, right? That'll preach. Forky was Bonnie's favorite toy, and all she wanted was Forky. And she made Forky from like some crafts and some trash stuff out the trash. And so he considered himself trash. He would always say trash, but he was very special. And I think a lot of us don't give ourselves credit enough because we think about where we came from, or we spent time in prison, or we had a rough patch, or we had a rough life, or where we grew up in the hood, and we just don't know that God loves us, and he's putting people in our lives that's showing us love and letting us know that we are special, we're unique, we're beautifully and wonderfully made.
Yeah.
Now, back to the voice box. Woody was willing to give up his voice to save his friend.
Yeah.
And I think some of us are willing to give up our voice, or we give up our voice and we remain voiceless all through adulthood and all this stuff because somebody told us we need to sit down and be quiet. That's how the church was in the old church. That's as kids, or even growing up as 10. You go over there and you play them drums, you be quiet.
Yeah.
No. You ain't got nothing to say. You ain't finna testify. This is real stuff. This is real stuff. You sit down and be quiet. I think now that, we've in the world now that some older saints, or just the older generation, they don't want to hear us or hear nothing we got to say. And on the flip, some of us, we don't want to hear nothing they got to say because they trying to make us be quiet, or we can say, because kids ain't here, they want us to shut up and sit down. When God has put something in us, I can't shut up and sit down.
Right.
So the question comes, who you gonna listen to, people or God?
Come on.
And I think sometimes most of the people in our life, we're people pleasers instead of promise getters or purpose walkers.
Come on.
That's it.
Come on.
Sometimes we are people, because this going to be a snippet, because it's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are people pleasers instead of purpose walkers.
Come on.
So we can't live and walk in our purpose because we're too busy pleasing people.
Now,
you know God told you to do that. He told you to write your book. He told you to do that stuff that keep you up at night. You can watch TV with your kids and God brings it up. You can't sleep at night and God bring it up. Why? Because you're trying to talk yourself out of things you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Don't be silent. I will no longer be silent anymore. So
stop examining yourself as what people call you to be.
Ooh.
Basically meaning that you have to stop calling yourself trash, as Vince was saying about Forky. He called himself trash because that's what other people seen him as. Other people seen him as a fork, as some pipe wires wrapped around him, some little googly eyes pinned to his fork. People seen him as trash because that's what they seen him come from. That's what they seen his past at. That's what they seen. They don't see, let me see how to put it. They don't see his future. They didn't see his future. They seen him, what happened in the past. People are judging you by what's going on in your past, not what they see in your future. That goes back to what Vince was saying about the older saints and stuff, that's in church. They don't see your growth. They don't see your growth. They don't see your future. future, so they always go back to what you used to do, what happened
Still
back
see you
then.
as a
They still see
child.
you as a child,
Hmm.
but they have to start seeing you as growth. But you know what? You have to prove your point. You have to prove what you are, what God is calling you to be. So you cannot sit still because of what other people are judging you by doing.
Yep, that's it. And the thing about it is, they were looking at Forky trying to figure out how in the world is he sleeping with Bunny all every night.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a fork.
It's just a fart, yeah.
But after a while, they accepted him. But then Forky still considered himself trash. Like nah, you're not a, you're not trash. You're a toy just like us.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have been misused for so long, or we've been talked crazy to, or we've been put in the corner and told to be silent when it's our
Mm-hmm.
time. And God has put this thing in us, and you're like, now how I'm gonna do that? I
Yeah.
can't do that, man. I ain't got the resources. I
Right.
ain't got this. I just got out of prison. How in the world is I'm gonna do that? And God's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I've been put this in there, but you was too busy listening to everybody. But that's not the point. The point
Come
is,
on.
I'm talking to you. Let me speak for you. I'm in your heart. Yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna use you. I'm not gonna leave you. I'm not gonna forsake you. I'll always be there.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah.
I love that movie. Please go see Toy Story 4.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's that movie is amazing. And even watching Encanto, because if Nally was here, she would have corrected me.
Encanto,
Encanto, however you pronounce it, Nally would correct me if
the
she was
Spanish
here.
movie.
Yeah, but when I say that movie was so deep and
Oh,
so,
about your gifts and
about your
oh
gifts and
man,
your
yeah.
talents, and that's what our pastor been teaching us, Pastor J. Matthews. Whoop whoop. He has been teaching us about our gifts. I'm giving it up to Pastor J.
I
Matthews.
know.
You supposed to
No,
give it up
that's
to.
not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the whoop whoop. What?
Oh,
Really?
woo.
Really?
But anyways, that's what Pastor J. Matthews has been teaching us about our gifts and our talents, and really walking into our calling. Really walking into what He has for us. And like I told y'all in the first beginning of the show. I just can't stress this enough. It's just time to just walk into what God is calling you, and everything else will just fall into place, y'all. Everything else will fall into place.
Yep.
But yeah, we just gotta know our gifts and talents, and not and Pastor Jay was saying. Sorry, Pastor Jay was saying he was talking about sorry, I done
You all
lost my
right?
train of
Get
thought.
it. Get it. You okay?
He was talking about not just like what you're good at doing, but what God has gifted you to do, what God has gifted you
Inside.
inside of you. Like I'm good at doing crafts, I'm good at doing, sewing, I'm good at doing all that different kind of stuff. But what has God spiritually gifted inside of me? What is God actually calling me to do? Is God calling me to be a servant, going out there and serve people? Is God calling me to go out there witnessing to people? Is God calling me out there
Yeah.
what is God out there calling you to do? So,
Yeah.
yeah, just walking, y'all, walking into your calling, and stop worrying about what other people thinking of you.
Yep.
I just can't stress it enough. Stop worrying about what other people thinking of you. Stop worrying about other people's feelings. I mean, family included. Stop worried about all of that.
I heard this preacher say, "I ain't here to make friends. I'm here to make heaven."
Come on, come on.
I just
Shoot, I'm
like it.
I'm out here to please God.
What? And I think
Shoot.
people get it confused. They feel like their gifts and stuff. When we say this, thinking spiritually, they think it has to be preaching, or it has to be singing, or it has to be praise dance, or being playing music. Nah, it goes far. You could be at your job still walking in your gift.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about what you do as a profession. I'm talking about, but because you come there and you smile every day, it's like, man, it's just something about him. You better let that gift shine, because you might have the gift of encouragement. Or
Yeah.
you may have the gift of administration. And at your job, every time you touch them papers and you do that, it's amazing. Why?
Yeah.
Because you walking in your gift. You operate in that gift. And the Bible says what? Stir up that thing.
Yeah, stir it
Stir
up.
up the gift. Sometimes we do have a gift and we just let it sit there and get cold
Come on.
instead of stirring it up and
Come
putting it
on.
where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Stir it up, warm it up, heat it up, crock pot it, whatever you need to do. Do something with it.
Yeah,
You
do
know what I'm
something.
saying? All right.
All right. Creative inspiration.
heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. Heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. It's a worship song there. Come on. Yeah. Let's go. Hallelujah. Yeah, give it to him. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart. Heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Come on. Hallelujah. Let's surrender. Let's go. Come on. Come on. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. Yeah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. Come on, everybody, let's go. My heart is open and my mouth with praise. Hallelujah. My heart is open and my mouth with praise.
Go on to the next stuff.
What you got?
Go on to the that's you.
Oh.
Let's go on to the next thing, y'all.
2 words. Show up.
Show up.
John P. Key had a song say, show up. Show up. I don't know why that guitar sounds like. Show up. That's a guitar sound like this on this last leg.
Not on the last leg.
Oh, man.
The whole string then broke.
All right. So I remember when we was in Walmart. I think we was in Florida on vacation. I think it was just me and you. Mm-hmm. I don't know where we was at. And we were walking out. Here
we go.
We good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. For those of you who are just listening, please go and watch the video because she gonna at least yawn 3 times. One for the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. She gonna at least yawn 3 times throughout this episode.
Just don't understand though. Why do I be just? I need to give me some energy pills,
some vitamins. Or
yeah,
something.
some vitamins. Serious. I need to give me I'm going to the store today and go give me some vitamins.
To the what?
To the store.
Spell it.
STO. Store.
You ain't gonna put the E on there like
nope.
toe?
Store.
No. Stow. Toe. What I make? Bo.
I'm about to say something.
Lord bless her.
Lord heal me, Jesus.
Oh Lord, I can't imagine. No, remember
Okay.
we was walking out the store. I don't know if it was San Antonio, Florida, and we had all those missing posters.
I can't
And
remember where we always seeing them though.
yeah, but this particular was like it was a register right here, and when we walked out, it was right there. It was a bunch of them, and it was a picture of the people. It was a description of what they last had. That's seven. That's seven. I counted.
Oh my gosh, Vincent.
I don't know, but it was a description of the person, their age, what they last had on, and then it had like a number or a website. If you know, if you've seen this person, please call this number because they've been missing, and we've been looking for them. Their families, crying out for them because they've been missing.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people have been asking where we at because we've been missing. What you mean, Vince? Well, I'm glad you asked. You've been missing. You're not your normal self. Some of you are bitter. Some of you have been out of shape. Some of you are stressed out to the max. You haven't been yourself. You haven't been who God called you. You haven't been the spirited person. You haven't been the happy person. You haven't been the person that goes in there, give everybody high fives or elbow or fist bumps or whatever. You haven't been yourself. You've been showing up to work late. You don't be late. That ain't you. You've been fussing out your spouse. Or you not been putting yourself together like you normally do. Or, you know what I'm saying, you've been hollering at your kids. You've been taking out on your kids.
Yeah.
Because you're not where you want to be in life. I think I need you. I need you. The world needs you. God needs you. You need you to show up.
Show up.
Show up and be the person you know you are. That great, amazing person. I almost say Great American Cookie Company. But if that's your thing, do that too. But be who you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes it's hard because adulting is hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes adulting just sucks for real. You be like, you know what? I wish I could go back to my mama's house, and I wish I was a kid. I had to worry about paying rent and bills and where food coming from. I opened the refrigerator. That food was there. I don't know how, but it was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I need you to show up.
Yep. Show up. Yeah.
And you've been gone for so long. People trying to figure out where you at. Matter of fact, some of you need to go and come back to church, man. Some of you need to go back to your folks' house and visit them. Go back to your friend's house. Go back to going back out and being around people that support you and love you. Show up. Matter of fact, show up because the world needs you. You know, some people don't know that they need you until you show up.
Yeah.
But if you never show up, then they're going to have to go with another person that's willing, or a person that maybe is not as creative as you. But one thing they did do is show up.
Yeah.
I remember when I was playing basketball, and I had just moved to this school or whatever, and there was this dude that was starting in front of me. He was trash. He was a music dude. I was a music and an athlete dude, but he was a music dude, and he was trash. He was like Forky trash. Anyway, he started in front of me. And I never spoke up to the coach. I was way better than him, but I didn't really know the plays like that. I knew a couple plays. And so when the coach would kind of do me a solid, every time I would go in, he would run the plays that I knew. But I would go in and score and do good, and he would put me back on the bench because I didn't know the plays. Some of you feel like you're being misused, but it's because you lack the information, and you don't have the information because you ain't showing up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything is right now is at our fingertips. Anything we want to know, anything we want to learn how to build or make or something, all we gotta do is go up there and figure it out.
Yep.
But most of us are in bed, and let me tell you something. It's a lot of things that people have done to you that is not your fault. You didn't have no take in it. They did it. They misused you. They treated you bad, and it wasn't your fault. But it is your responsibility to do what you're supposed to do, even though the situation is bad, hard, ugly, and disgusting.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility to still walk into your purpose and to take that purpose and share it through the world. So we need you to show up.
Show up, y'all. Show up and show out, Lord. Show up and show out. Meaning that because you have been missing for so long, and the reason why you have been missing is because you thought nobody loved you. You thought nobody cared for you. Have you seen the reason why so many teenagers have ran away from home is because they thought that their mom or their dad or their family didn't love them. Nobody didn't care for them. Nobody didn't really want them there, So what they did, they ran away. They went missing. They went missing in action. They went missing. They didn't want to do anything anymore with life, called life, Yeah. But whenever you come from that back burner, from missing, putting on a different face, putting on different clothing, putting on basically not regularly, meaning spiritually, putting on that whole armor of God, putting on that godly face, putting that smile on your face, just showing up, y'all. Because whenever you show up, I promise you, God is gonna show out. God is gonna show out. Stop going from missing to start back being, I found her. I found who I am. I found who God is calling me to be. Like I said in the last episode, I posted this picture. I always talk about this picture, picture I posted about who I was when I seen that picture. Back then I was nobody. I was missing. It was
a dark place.
It was a dark place. I was missing, y'all. But when God called me to that front end, when God called me to the front, even though I'm still kind of in the back. I like to do things behind the scene. Yes. I like to do I don't like to be called up to the front. I don't like that. I like to just be in the background. I like to just blend in. I like to just do stuff behind the scenes and stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, but that's just how we are, But when we came from missing, though, to start showing up, start serving, start giving ourselves to Him, and letting God fully use us. And because I'm probably stumbling all over the place, but
that's good.
Yeah, go from missing to showing up.
Go from missing in action to active in action.
Amen.
That was kind of bad, but it was all right. We'll work with it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all.
Show up.
Show up.
Yeah.
Creative inspiration.
I've been gone for far too long. I've been down for far too long. Building my faith for it's strong. I just wanna dance. Let's celebrate. I've been gone for far too long. I've been down for far too long. wanna dance. Let's celebrate.
Let's go. Let's go.
Building my faith for it's strong.
Yeah.
I just wanna dance. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. I've been down
Come on.
for too long.
Yeah.
Building my faith for it's strong.
Get up. Where you at? Let's dance.
I just wanna dance. Let's celebrate. I've been down for far too long. Too long. I've been down for far too long. Too long. Building my faith for it's strong. It's strong. I just wanna dance.
What we gonna do?
Let's celebrate. I've been down for far too long. I've been down for far too long. Building my faith for it's strong. I just wanna dance. Let's celebrate. I've been down for far too long. I've been down for far too long. Building my faith for it's strong. I just wanna dance. Let's celebrate. Hey, 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 for too long. Building my faith for it's strong. I just wanna dance.
What up, family? Make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. Well, follow me. My wife showed me on social media like that, here and there. But follow us on social media at Vince W. Matthews. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Alright.